This purple is amazing. Yes, what's good people? It's your boy Jamo out here with the newly released Moto Edge 30 Neo. Now, can I give a big shout out to the guys at Motorola UK and Free Monkeys for literally flying me out to Milan and letting me have a little play with their new Edge 30 lineup. Now, I've been personally using the Moto Edge 30 Neo for a couple of days now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of feeling it, but let me tell you why. Now, first off, unboxing out the way, everything was nice and simple. Inside the box, I got the phone, I got a little condom case for the phone, USB cable, 68-watt fast charger, and I think I've got some paperwork and just regular stuff like that. So for me, 68-watt fast charger inside the box at £349, for me it's a win. Now, you know, say man is more interested in how the phone actually performs as opposed to just running off specs, but let me just drop specs on you real quick. Snapdragon 695, yeah? 8GB of RAM, 128GB of storage. The screen, fam, the screen surprised me. We've got 6.28 inches of full HD plus 120 Hz OLED, yeah? Not 120 Hz, 120 Hz. You understand, fam? It's painful. We got a 4000 milliamp hour battery, 68-watt fast charging, and we've got 5-watt wireless charging. Mazza. But I'm going to talk about that later. So I feel like all in all, for the price you're paying for this device, you're getting some very decent specs, and that's not really a surprise to me because from what I've seen Motorola putting out in their G lineup, which is supposed to be their super budget lineup, fam, them things look mid-range anyway. Now, build quality. The phone feels nice. The phone feels very nice. You've obviously got the buttons on the right hand side, so you've got power button and you've got your volume rocker there. They feel nice and tactile, no issues there at all. On the left hand side, you don't really have nothing at all, but this material, I don't know what it is, but it feels nice, fam. It's like a kind of, is it plastic? Is that what they call it? That half glass, half plastic thing? I don't even know, fam, but it's one of them ones where when you pick it up, it's gonna feel premium to you, you understand? It's not gonna feel like one of them cheap budget phones that are plastic and you feel like, you're shook to take it out when you're at a restaurant. You know them ones there? It feels nice, and for the price, I'm not mad at all. Now, the screen itself, the screen caught me slipping. I can't lie, I wasn't expecting OLED. You know I love my OLED because I love my deep, rich blacks, I love my oversaturated colors. I get that on this phone, fam. And it's doing jobs. I like it. I feel the screen, it's nice and bright. I'm able to see it outside without too much trouble at all, especially in bright sunlight, although it's now September in the UK, so we're not really gonna see any more sun for another 9 months, but vibes, innit? Vibes. Now, refresh rate, you've got 3 different options. You've got automatic, which is more of a dynamic refresh rate, so depending on what's on the screen will depend what refresh rate the phone is going to give you to try and save the battery as best as possible. Or you've got 60 Hz to just go into maximum battery savings, and you've got 120 Hz if you're really trying to feel those hertz and probably play some games at increased refresh rates. Now, one thing I always forget to touch on in my reviews is the vibration haptics. And okay, they're all right. They're okay. They're not too bad, actually. Let me not gas it. They're not too bad. They do feel very crisp and very accurate kind of thing. They're just not as strong as I would have hoped or as I've felt on other phones kind of thing, which isn't really an issue. You can get third-party apps to make them stronger, but I'm just saying, as of default, using G keyboard or Google keyboard, they feel kind of weak, but yeah, very accurate, very responsive. Now, in terms of UI, it's basically Google, it's basically Pixel. Like, you scroll up, you've got all your apps there and ting, scroll to the left and you've got your newsfeed if you want it there, and all your options in the settings basically move like a Pixel device, fam. It's very stock Android. There's no duplication of necessary apps kind of thing. Like, there's one gallery, there's one messaging app, one camera app. You know them ones where you got phones trying to give you their version of an app and they're also trying to give you the Google version. It's not that. You're just basically getting stock Android here, and I'm here for it, fam. Less bloatware, less battery being used. It's all good vibes, fam. Now, speaking on performance, yeah, the Snapdragon 695, I know when you're first hearing that name, you're probably thinking, this is not gonna be the top range performance that I can get from a smartphone in 2022. And to be honest, you're probably right. However, yeah? However, there's always a but. This Snapdragon 695, for me, I'm saying for me, does what I need it to do. What I need it to do is to run Instagram, run Twitter, run my social media apps, maybe a little bit of TikTok when man's trying to waste time and procrastinate, and it can run camera app, boom. Like, it does what I need it to do. And in terms of multitasking, switching from app to app, yeah, the 8GB of RAM seems to be doing its thing. Like, it seems to just be able to switch from app to app with no issues at all, fam. And as you can see, man is scrolling through the thing, boom, you know, we just open up Instagram is there, let's close that, let's go and open up Twitter now, whatever that is, boom, Twitter's open now, loaded, man can scroll through Twitter, even though there was a little bit of lag there, and then if I want to switch back to Instagram, you understand, fam? So for me, the 695 is doing what I need it to do. Moving on to audio now. The whole thing was a Mazzolini. It was my first international. You know what? I'm actually not mad at the audio. Like, we've got stereo speakers. We've got one front, well, one facing the bottom really, and we've got one kind of front firing. It's a kind of 1.5 or 1 3/4 speaker situation because the one at the bottom is always much louder than the one at the top. However, I've been holding this horizontally, you know, watching a bit of YouTube, Netflix and thing, and I'm not really mad at it at all. It's kind of doing job, like, especially in a quiet room like I'm in right now. Yeah, I can hear everything I need to hear. I feel like there's a decent enough bit of range on the speakers if I wasn't using headphones. It's not bad. Now, moving on to call quality. Somehow, I don't know how I always forget to mention call quality. I do too much. I'm talking about camera, performance and this, but I never talk about how it is as a phone. Luckily, it's about what you'd expect, fam. The person on the other end can hear me. I can hear the person from the other end nice and clearly. In a loud outside situation, yeah, I can hear them, but more time I'll be using earphones because I can't bother to hold the phone up to my ear like that. Loudspeaker performance is okay. I don't think the speakers get loud enough for me to properly hear what somebody is saying if I'm in an outside situation, and that's kind of been the same with a lot of phones really. Might be my hearing but yeah, that's just what I'm saying for loudspeaker if you're already in a noisy environment. Now, moving on to battery, yeah? The battery is batterying, I can't lie. It's a Motorola phone. I've never really had a problem with the battery on a Motorola phone, and I think that's literally because they've got such a stock version of Android. There's hardly any background processes going on. Now, you get 4000 mAh battery in this. I'm getting around 7 to 8 hours of on-screen time, which for me is enough to get through the day and do what I need to do. And I'm not even talking like I'm sipping at the juice. Like, I'll be doing my things. I've got my Instagram notifications on in the background, Twitter, all the social media notifications and emails coming in. And yeah, nah, it's pretty much chilling and doing its thing. And because of that 68 watt fast charging, if it does go down to 5% or 10% somehow, man will just charge it up to 50% in 10 minutes. If I'm getting up in the morning, I'll just put it on charge, and by the time 40 minutes has gone by, I've got 100% battery ready to go again. And that's the thing that I want people to really deep with fast charging, fam. Like, it just changes your whole perspective on how you charge your phone. I'm used to getting up in the morning, before I go into the shower, put my phone on charge, come out the shower, yo, my phone is more or less done charging. Whereas the Pixel 6a now, although I like the Pixel 6a and its stock experience, that charging speed is ridiculous, which means you either have to risk damaging your battery by charging your phone overnight, or you gotta keep trickle charging it whenever you get near to a charger throughout the day. Now, we also get a wireless charging at this $349 price point, which for me is a shocker, fam. I don't think I've seen a phone under £400 brand new which has wireless charging. I don't think I've ever seen it. However, the wireless charging is here, but it's 5 watts, fam. Yeah, like, that is so slow. It's just not, there's no even point me speaking on it, fam. Like, most phones charge wirelessly at 15 watts, which is still slow. And I know I get wireless charging is supposed to be a little convenience thing where you just put it on your wireless charger while you're at your work desk, but it's not really gonna charge much at 5 watts. If you think about it, when most phones do the reverse wireless charging where they're able to wirelessly charge other devices, that's at 5 watts. And we know that it usually takes more energy than it actually gives to the phone that is charging. This is 5 watts maximum. Sorry, I gotta say it, guys. Please don't hate me. And last but not least, camera. Now, in bright conditions, I'm not mad at the camera at all. I feel the snaps are pretty much decent. I'm gonna put some snaps up here whilst I'm talking now. The camera user interface is nice and easy to use. You know where everything is. Photo mode, video mode. What other modes have you got on here? You got your portrait mode, pro mode, where it lets you tweak with the shutter speed and ISO and stuff like that. You got dual capture mode, night vision, ultra res 64 megapixel modes, panorama. No pro video mode though, or no video mode which allows you to manually adjust the shutter speed and ISO and them things there. So in terms of stills, I'm pretty much happy with it from a performance standpoint. Now in terms of video, for me as a content creator, I don't think it's enough. Now you're getting 1080p 60 frames per second on the main sensor. There is no 4K option on this device, none whatsoever. On the ultra wide lens, you're getting 1080p 30 maximum, yeah? No 1080p 60 whatsoever, and obviously no 4K. On the front facing camera now, you're getting 1080p 60. I'm not mad at that. 1080p 60 on the main sensor on the rear and 1080p 60 on the front facing camera, not too bad. But I would have loved to see 4K. And again, I'm saying that's just me. You are plenty able to do YouTube, do your content creation at 1080p with no issues at all. Just as a tech YouTuber, I want a little bit of 4K. That's just me personally, innit? You know what, guys? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the Neo at all, fam. Like, the colorways that you've got there, the performance that you're getting for 349, the fact that you do get some form of wireless charging, I guess, it's quite decent. But for me, as a power user, I need a bit more.